46% of Americans believe Republicans will do a better job on crime than Democrats, according to a recent poll by NBC. And it makes sense. Republicans are spending a lot of money on national crime-related ads because they think it's a powerful way to connect with their base. They've spent $157 million on them so far, which is way more than the $105 million they spent on ads about things like the economy or inflation.
Crime is out of control.
Streets are exploding with drugs and violence.
There are criminals out there who need to pay the consequences for their action.
More punishment doesn't mean there will be less crime. The U.S. has one of the highest incarceration rates in the world, with approximately 2 million people behind bars at any given time. So if that approach works, this country would be one of the safest in the world. Instead, crime has been on the rise. To combat crime, states are investing in law enforcement. In New York, Republicans' 2023 agenda included proposals to prioritize safety, such as repealing cashless bail laws, discovery reform, grant programs for law enforcement, and increasing penalties for drug and illegal firearm crimes. In Kentucky, law enforcement agencies increased recruitment through military to law enforcement program to hire active service members. In Ohio, the government allocated $40 million a year to support training for local and state law enforcement. Even President Biden has leaned into investing in law enforcement. Biden's 2023 fiscal year budget allotted for $10.8 billion to recruit, train, and hire 100,000 new police officers. The budget also requested a new investment of more than $35 billion to support law enforcement and crime prevention. In comparison, only $265.7 million was allotted for community project funding. Politicians and advocates have pushed for increased police funding as a way to take control of violence and crime while overlooking other avenues that also effectively reduce crime. Neighborhood beautification programs, for instance, have historically been underfunded, but statistics show they make a difference when it comes to decreasing crime and community violence. As an example, initiatives in Philadelphia have turned vacant lots into public spaces, which led to 30% reduction in violence around those areas. There are also therapy-based methods in order to reduce crime, which have proven to be effective. The Chicago-based Becoming a Man program, led by Youth Guidance, uses a mix of mentoring and clinical therapy to cut participants' involvement in violence by about 50%. Similarly, a summer job program for local youth in Chicago was able to reduce violence by 43%. Community initiatives can work to reduce crime, but we need leaders to invest in our communities, not fear tactics to do so.